Welcome to Next Level Chat Show with Punk Mbedzi. Remember, you can get a 1 gig data bundle by dialing *128#, and it's only for 19 bucks. Today, my guest is Limpopo producer the Capo, Mr. the Capo, also known as Nico.
Mr.
Please,
Mbedzi.
please introduce yourself to the people who don't know you.
I go by the name Capo, real name Nicodemus Mukhashwa, born and bred in Seshego, Limpopo.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed, man. Like this year we had a lockdown happen, we had COVID. It changed a lot of things for us, especially as producers, DJs who are usually out and about. What's the one thing you miss about like being out there, events and stuff like that?
Man, I don't want to lie, I miss everything, but the most thing that I miss about events is interaction, like interacting with people, meeting new people, sharing music with the people. Now it's different. You get to DJ alone in your room. You don't interact with anybody. It's way too different, and that's one thing that I miss the most, man. Like the people, just sharing the energy from a DJ to the crowd, and the crowd feeding off the energy as well. Like I miss that so much.
And I hear like a lot of people are saying that like the crowd is different, like having the crowd is a different element to a whole event. So how have you been keeping yourself busy? Like what hobbies did you pick up during lockdown? Because beginning of the year we had plans, COVID happens, changes everything. What new hobbies did you pick up along the way, like during lockdown?
Generally, I'm one lazy guy. And I always put a lot into my music. Like I always work every day, like I make music almost every day. But since lockdown, I think a hobby that I found is the fact that I'm running my own label now. Like I can be able to manage my label. I can be able to compile music for my label. Basically like do what labels do, you understand? So I'm more like a businessman kind of vibe. And that's one thing I learned through COVID, since I'm a lazy guy, and that's one thing that I've never touched. Always the office deals with the business side of the music, and I deal with
the music
itself. But since COVID, here and everywhere, you understand? So like I'm more on the business side, on the production side, so I'm basically doing everything.
Dope. So now like you're this big artist, internationally they know you. The kid growing up, did you always see yourself being a DJ producer, or what changed? Because when you were a kid, I'm sure it was something different. What did you want to be like when you were growing up, and how was growing up for you?
I think not really much has changed. Reason being is that I've always had love for music, but my vision was different. Not in house music per se. I always wanted to be like a musician. I've always seen myself performing all across the world, but as a hip hop artist.
Wow. Okay.
So no, like it's not surprising. I think it's something that was born to happen. Like for me to become, I'm not that big, but I'm still growing. But to be a musician and to share my music with people across the world, that has been my vision ever since like I was very young.
So hip hop and now house. And you're not even touching hip hop nowadays. What changed? What happened? Like I think that's the interesting part. You were focused on a genre, you were a hip hop artist. Now you're deep, okay, I don't want to say deep house, but you're more of a house producer than anything else. Like where did that change happen?
Well, I don't think there is much of a change, like honestly. I still do hip hop. I still do everything. You understand? It's just that I saw house music as a route or channel, to get me to where I want to be quicker than hip hop. Because in hip hop, I feel like there's a lot of, challenges that one go through, like as an artist. You have to have dope lyrics, and I wasn't much of a good lyricist. I was just like a rapper, and I'm still like a good hip hop producer as well. But with house it's different because you're only a producer. You're not forced to be a vocalist. If you want to be a vocalist, you can be whatsoever. So with house, you're basically on the production side of things, you know, meaning you're that guy behind the scenes kind of vibe. Or else in hip hop, you need to be like a rapper, you know, you need to be out there. And with me, like I'm one shy guy, so I don't think hip hop was really gonna work out for me, you know.
So how did it start? Like, okay, even let's go before hip hop, let's go before making music. When did you decide I'm gonna start making music now? Like, when did it start for you, and what influenced you, you know, to start making music?
Okay, honestly, I would say to people, I started making music when I was 18. But looking back, I started making music when I was 12.
Yeah.
Because I used to write my own songs when I was 12.
Sure.
You know, so I started making music when I was very young, like when I was little.
It was just more for fun then.
It was just not really for fun. It was a career. I thought to myself that, yeah, well, this is something I wanna, you know, work on or work with. You understand? But growing up and being shy, whatsoever, you know, it has took me away from that limelight. So I just wanted to be the guy behind the scenes and just, you know, just produce. That's it. That's when I started learning how to produce. That's when I was like 18, you know. And yeah, like making music or making beats. I started making beats when I was 18 years.
Dope. So do you think like where you come from played a role to the artist that you are today? Like bringing from Seshego, how did that influence you in making music and the kind of music you make?
It did not influence the kind of music I make, but it influenced me to make music.
Yeah.
You know, generally, because you understand, you have creators, you have people that are creative. You meet people that do different things, you know.
Yeah.
When I was very young, there used to be like this trend where people would dance, you know, like they do Sibojwa or whatsoever.
Yeah.
We're inspired from that, you know, like a lot of my friends that I've met like during the course of my life were inspired from that. I was also inspired from that. I also wanted to be a dancer, and that's where that's where the community plays like a huge role in one's one's life. You understand? You have certain individuals in that community that do different things that are meant to influence and inspire. So I would say my Gasi totally and definitely inspired everything about me, like in the music that I do.
Then what's okay? This kid from Sheo, you're making music. Now you have to move to Jersey. You know, it's busier. It's different. How has that changed? How has that transition for you from moving from Gasi to Gauteng? And you know, how does where you are right now, like where you stay, how does that influence the music you make now as a creative? Like, what has changed for you?
Okay, Jersey is usually like we come here for business.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know, we oftenly have conversations, and I would tell you that the reason why I'm here, it's because of work. That's it. But my heart is still at home.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Jersey is a fast life. Jersey is where the work is. You're forced to come here if you want to pursue your dreams, if you want to pursue your talent and everything. I think the environment hasn't played a huge role in, you know, the production side of things. It's just the same, you know, based on you know, based on the way I make music, it doesn't generally need me to be in a specific environment or whatsoever. Anything can be.
You look at your sound, like if someone has listened to your sound, it has changed. Like it was a very tribal, that's what we used to call it back then.
Yeah.
You travel, then you start traveling, you know. That's why I think maybe an environment can play a role to the music you make. Because you've traveled the world, you've been to different countries, and then you're exposed to different sound there. Has that also helped you grow as a producer, you know, going outside of South Africa and making?
Bro, honestly, change would come even if I still stay in Limpopo. There was a in Limpopo we used to do like tribal house music, and there was a point tribal house died out. And you remember we switched from tribal house to deep house.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't the environment, but the music itself, you know. I get to be inspired by the music around me. And
I think that's a good point.
You understand? And mostly I get inspired by like production itself, like producers from all across South Africa. They've played a huge role, you know, in my production as well. Like I'm mainly inspired from music itself and everything. But you're right, like traveling has helped, more especially traveling overseas has helped in a sense that you get to hear different styles and different genres of music, and you're like, wow, this is amazing, I want to try that out. And you try it out and you give it a try and see if it's going to work out or whatnot. So yeah, traveling also played a role, as well as the music that you tend to, you know, hear on your daily basis.
So how's the environment different? Like, you're a DJ, you're playing overseas. How's it different from playing back here in SA? What's the biggest difference for you?
Man, there's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. I mean, the party scene, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And the way people perceive and the way they appreciate music is different from here at home, you know? And I'm not taking anything away from home, you know? Like, people at home are appreciating.
Yeah.
More especially if you do good in the industry. Like, way too appreciative. And I admire that about them. But there's a huge dynamic, like there's a huge difference, like from the European and the South African market, in the sense that the way they appreciate music, you know, it's different.
That's true. I remember the first time I went overseas as well. I think it was in Paris. The club you've played a few times there before.
Yeah.
I'm sure no one knew me there, but you just see the people dancing there, they're dancing, and I think when you mention that, it just makes me think about like that being the biggest difference.
True.
So you tour, you do all these things, but there are things that you've done that you're proud of. You're like, here, this is the biggest achievement for me. For you, what's your biggest achievement since your career has started? I know you still want to achieve more, but what's your biggest achievement so far?
Man, my biggest achievement would be that I have inspired a lot of upcoming producers, you know. And I'm not just saying this because it comes from me, but it comes from everywhere I go. You get to meet somebody and they will tell you, man, you changed my life, you know. I've met various, like, I don't know how many people I've met that told me that, yo, you played a key role, like, in my life. And bringing this point reminds me of there was a time I had a conversation with Jackie Queens. She asked me, like, what's your purpose in life? You know? That was a very, wow, like a deep question.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to answer her, but something from my heart just told me that, you know, the purpose in your life is to make people happy, is to change people's perspective, is to change the dynamics, like whatever people that are going through in life, bad or good, you know, I played a key role in making music that can uplift the spirits.
Yeah.
So in me being a producer, my main perspective in being a producer is to change people's lives. That's why I am a musician today.
Yeah. So you're on this journey, like you say, you want to change people's lives, to overcome certain challenges, to overcome stuff that they're going through. What challenges have you experienced in this journey? You know, and how do you deal with like overcoming those challenges yourself personally? Because you say you inspire other people and your music helps them, but how about yourself? Like, what challenges have you faced in your music journey, and how do you overcome those challenges?
Well, obviously the challenges that one would face in the industry is to not be accepted in the industry.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It took me a while to be known and accepted in the industry, and I think that's one of the challenges that I have faced in my music career. But to overcome that, I know what the people wanted. So you have to give what the people want, which is music. So that's the answer to that.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of people don't know this about you, that you have like a lot of music that you just stored up, you produced, you put away. Like, a lot of music. But it just says a lot about like your you produce a lot of music. What's your routine? Do you have a melody in your head and you say, I'm gonna do this? Like, what's your routine for making music? Like, how do you go about the journey?
I don't think I have a routine. You know, it's just you know, when the same way blood flows in your body, you know, to make your organs run. That's how music is to me. Like, it flows in my body every day, 24 hours. Like, I don't have a routine and be like, yeah, sharp. I just had a melody in my head. I'm gonna make music. Sometimes I could just open a laptop and make a song without having an idea of what I'm gonna, you know, make. You know, so it's just music that's just in me. I think that's just about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So with that, all this music that you keep piling up, like, what's the plan? Like, what do you wanna do with all the music that you? Because I know when you introduce, you're saying, okay, I'm working for this project. When you were doing Genesis, you were saying, I'm working on Genesis. But now it's an everyday thing. What's the plan with so much music?
What's the plan with so much music? I am planning to release almost everything.
Yeah.
You know, and an advantage to that would be that I am running my own label now.
Yeah.
You know, meaning if I release everything under my own label, meaning I get to own my masters. Understand? So which is one important thing as well. Like, as an artist, you need to, you know, take or look music, take it as a business. You understand?
Yeah.
So don't just sell yourself short and be like, yeah, sharp, I just got signed by this big major label, whatsoever and whatever, you know. So in return, I would say all those music that I've been producing throughout my years, I'm gonna release them with a big smile, because now they are my masters. I'm gonna release them under my label. So yeah.
I know, that's dope.
I think, you know, I think maybe it wasn't part of the plan, but it just happened along the way, you know.
Yeah.
I would say it's fate. I know you don't like that, but it's fate.
Yeah. We I know we have those kind of conversations a lot, but there's obviously like a plan that you want. Like, there are goals that you've set for yourself as the Capo. You see yourself, although you say you think you didn't achieve a lot so far, but there's a lot I know that you want to achieve. There's a lot that you want to do.
Sure.
And you say you want to be more than just a house producer. You're just a producer. But what are those things that you want to do that are very, people will be shocked even to hear, yo, this guy wants to do this, you know?
Man, I want to do scores for films. I want to produce all genres, you know, for different artists. I want to be not necessarily a superstar, but a legend, you know, a GOAT, basically.
Messi.
Yeah. In short.
Yeah. No, I feel you. So what happens if you say you don't want the limelight? What happens when it starts coming? You know, let's say now your biggest goal is just to be behind the scenes and be this guy. What happens if the spotlight comes after you and you are sort of put there by the people around you? They're like, you're this. How do you think you're gonna manage with that?
Damn. I think I'm gonna have to take it as it is, you know. And I know it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy being in the limelight. It's not easy, you know, managing that life. But I think one has to adapt and take it as it is, you know. So I think adapting to that would be, you know,
Okay. No, I feel you. So you've been making music and producing so many songs, like you say, like you have a lot of songs thought up. For you, what's your favorite Da Capo song that you've made? If you had to choose one, not 5, not one Da Capo song that you'd say, this one means a lot to me because this and this and this.
Although I don't like it, but I would say
no, your favorite, not the crowd, not the people's
favorite.
Oh no,
for not the people.
Your favorite Da Capo song.
My favorite Da Capo song. Man. Man. I don't think I have one. Like, you know what's the problem? Like, there's a lot on the catalog, and I think it's not only one. Like, I have 5 or 6 or whatsoever.
Okay.
But
we can make it 3 then.
Found You, Pretty Disaster, and let's just stick to those 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just stick to those 2. And the reason why I chose these 2 songs, it's because they're not different from the Capo production, but how they have played a role
in your career.
In my career.
Yeah.
That's why I choose these songs, you know.
Yeah.
They made the Capo, basically.
Yeah.
You
know?
know?
I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you think, like what you're saying, do you think it's important to make music for yourself or to make music for people? You know, because now you're saying music as a routine, you do it like it just flows through you. But now when you make music, are you making it for what I love? This is for me. Or now you started making music for the people?
Not anymore. Like, I used to make music for myself back then. You know? Yeah. You share your pain through music with the people. But now it's for the people, you know? Like, when you, and I said, like, when you grow up, like, music, it's no longer music only. It becomes business, you know? It has become business in a sense that I don't make music for myself anymore. I have to accommodate the masses. You have to know who's who and what's what, who loves what and whatsoever. And me being a versatile producer, I know what the people want from here and there and whatsoever. So for me, it's important to make music for the people, you know, in this day and age. Like, if you look at music as in that business sense, like in the business perspective.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah. So do you think that was something that you wanted to hear, like as the young kid, writing lyrics for when you were 12? Would you have started earlier if you knew what you know now, like to make music for people? Or the same journey you went through, you were still going to stick to it, where you first make music for yourself by telling your story? Or how was it going to play out?
I think at some point, it was just going to turn out as it is. Like now, you know, you were going to make music for yourself, like tell your story to the masses. And then at some point, like, there's just going to be like a shift. So now you're basically being accommodative. You are accommodating the people. Now you're doing everything for the people. So I think the younger me would have taken the route that I've took today.
So if you didn't discover music, like, this is what I always ask people, like, if you didn't discover music, who do you think I was going to be talking to today? Like, it was going to be Nico Morasha, who does what?
Nico Morasha, probably the lawyer, or Nico Morasha, the journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Based on what I was studying, like in varsity, you know, I was doing media and communication. So that is, you know, my path. You know, if I was not going to be doing music, I think that's what I was going to be doing, being a journalist or some sort. Where else, I don't even see myself as a journalist. Like, I don't even see myself as a lawyer. But those are based on the studies that I wanted to do, like at varsity. But honestly, there was never going to be Nico the lawyer, Nico the journalist. It was just going to be Nico the musician.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you find it hard? Because I know personally for me, like, it was hard. You go to varsity, you do all these things, you study. But now there's the family. Because you know, like how we grew up, you either had to be this or that. You had to be a doctor, you had to be a lawyer. Was it hard for you to let your family know that, listen, I'm going with music, I'm doing something that they've never saw firsthand? Or, you know, like, was it challenging to tell them and just follow your dreams and just go on this journey?
Yeah, no doubt. It was challenging to my aunt. I mean, I grew up with like my aunt. I lost both parents. So my aunt is the one that actually took me to varsity and etc. and all that, you know. So there used to be fights at home, whereby I remember this other incident back in 2010 or 11, I'm not sure. So I told my aunt, I usually call her mom, like that's how I grew up calling her. So I was like, Mom, today they're gonna play my song on the Urban Beat on Metro FM. So you're gonna sit here with me, you're gonna wait for the song to play, you know? And fast forward the night, the song didn't play, and it backfired, you know? She was like, dude, you need to quit this music thing of yours. It's never gonna work out. Just continue working on your studies and whatsoever. Like, just stop this music, you know? That kind of like almost killed my spirit, but not fully. You know, like obviously as black parents, I do understand. They do want us to complete our studies. You know, they want to see us successful. In that sense, like being educational and stuff. But I had so much passion for music. I was never gonna let it go just like that. Even after her words, even after she said that to me, that you must quit whatever that you're doing now and focus on your studies. Bro, I quit going to classes and writing my exams, but rather I would make songs while people are writing exams. Because I had so much passion for music, and nobody could have stopped that, you know?
When did you start being like accommodating to that? Like, when did you start being okay
with it?
With you saying, you know what, I'm not going to go this way.
When you started generating money, you know, like those 500s that you would bring it home. And okay, not even that. Since I was in varsity, you know, my mom used to send me money monthly, on a monthly basis. There was a point I told her that, you know what, don't send me money anymore. I can do this on my own. You know? That was a point I was starting to make like a little bit of sense here and there. Going out and earning 500 a week. That was something, you know? I think that was a turning point to her that, okay, I see something in him and I'm just gonna let it be. So there was a point we had a conversation, and she's like, I can see you're so passionate with music and whatsoever. Just go with whatever your heart says. Just go with your dream and everything. So she started having, you know, so much faith in my career, and that has boosted me as well. You know,
So I remember I met you. I was in matric when I met you. I think you were still in varsity as well. You know. But throughout this music journey, you meet a lot of people, different people. How important are relationships for you, like in the music industry, in what you do? Like, how important are they for you? And do you think you're just there, no, me, I'm working, or I'm just here to work and that's it? Or
nah, it's brotherhood. You know, brotherhood to me means a lot. You know, like the very first day I met you, I think we met Doug. As well. You know. Reason why I say it's brotherhood is because there are some things that you don't know about the industry that one might know. So during the course of our brotherhood, we shared experiences within ourselves, like within the music industry. We shared plugins. We shared samples, you know. So that played a key role as well in my music industry. And I don't even mind helping, you know, those who were with me when I was still, you know, starting within the music industry, because that's one thing that actually gets you far. It uplifts you. It gets you far, basically, you know. That's just my perspective, the way I see it. Having that brotherhood, sharing whatever that you have, etc. That gets you far as one. I'm not the kind of guy that holds back and be like, nah, I'm gonna do it alone. I prefer sharing with people, even after making a song. Like if you have figured, even after when I make a song, I share it with you, and I will ask your opinion. You know, I'm not the kind of guy that be like, yeah, sharp, I know this is gonna be, it's gonna be that song. Take it out without hearing someone else's opinion. You understand? So that's basically brotherhood for me.
So, okay, you start this journey, right? You're making music and you, varsity, you say, I'm going to do this on my own. Yeah, there are a few challenges there and there. Then you meet big guys that I think everyone in the industry also look up to, guys like Black Coffee, you know. How did that play a role to you and where you are today? Like, do you see that also important that you, for someone coming up to meet someone that is better than them, to kind of grow them and mentor them? So how did that help you, you know, meeting someone that was already going across the country, across the world? How did it help you in your career?
Man, honestly, it helped me a lot in my music career. Because this is one person that listens to you, you know. They listen to you differently. You understand? And I think this is one guy that listened to my story, like how I portrayed my story through music. And he wanted to take that experience, also share it with the world. You understand?
Yeah.
This is one guy that took my music and put it out there for people to know who the Capo is.
Yeah.
So I think that played a huge key role, like in my career as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he helped you as well, and you start traveling more because you're traveling internationally before.
Yeah.
People, like, I think some people don't know that.
Even the very first gig when I traveled internationally, I was playing with him.
Yeah.
You know, he helped me. Look, my first gig that I was supposed to, play internationally, it was supposed to be at the June, like in France. But unfortunately, my visa couldn't be approved due to whatever reasons that was. But the second time, it was when I was going with Black Coffee. You know, when I went to apply for the visa, Black Coffee already did everything for me. So it was just a matter for me to just get there, show my face, take pictures, and then get the visa. That's it.
That's
you
dope.
know. So brotherhood.
I get you.
You know.
So now you've traveled so many countries. What's the one country you remember, like, this country I'll never forget? Your favorite country you've been to?
My favorite country, and I'm gonna say it based on how people received my music. It definitely has to be Azerbaijan.
Oh, is that?
It's in, I think, the Middle East or towards Asia. In between Europe, Middle East, and Asia as well. Yeah, close to Roma, Iraq, or whatsoever, somewhere there. Man, wow, what an amazing response, feedback that I got from the people there. Like there was a time I played a song, and the way they responded to the song, it was as if like it's one of the biggest songs there.
Sure.
I played Umbovugazi. People went back wild.
Yeah.
Like, people went crazy more than any other place I've been to. You know. So that definitely has to be my highlight. You know?
Yeah.
It definitely, without a doubt. And and to add on that, Azerbaijan doesn't have that party scene. You know? They are only starting now recently. You know, and I was privileged to be one of the few DJs to visit the country. You know, I think the second or the third, honestly, like from outside there, to visit the country and play there.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah. And for people to appreciate your song like that, wow.
Yeah. So that young kid who's sitting right now is watching this thing, and he's so inspired. Like, he's seen you grow. He's sitting there in Seshego. He's watching this.
Yeah.
What would you tell that kid that's sitting there right now watching this thing?
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
If you have a dream, if you have a vision, if you put your soul and you dedicate everything into this thing, anything is possible.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I think your story, above everything, just shows like anything can happen to you, to your life, but you just have to, persevere and push. You
just have to persevere and push, and you need to be hardworking. At most, and you need to have faith in everything that you do as well. Yeah, that will get you far.
No, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me. I really had a good time. I know this is different for us because we're usually talking, but
yeah,
thanks for joining me today,
man.
I appreciate your time for being here.
Definitely.
And keep pushing, man. Keep pushing. I know a lot of people are inspired by your journey. And yeah, thanks for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, bro.
Sure. Win big with Next Level. Stand a chance to win a brand new iPhone 11. All you gotta do is dial *128# and send your number to 32118, and you could walk away with a brand new iPhone 11.